Second of all, yes, all of those eyeshadows are expired. And do I want y'all to use expired makeup? No, I don't. And I feel that it's probably best if you Google about expired makeup instead of me try to do a video on it, because I want y'all to have all of the facts. So I actually have a lot of expired foundations and lip glosses, and I won't be using those, but we'll look at those. But the eyeshadow palettes and powders, I feel, do have a lot longer shelf life. So I'm not as afraid to use those. If anything, I'll spray some alcohol on them. But I want y'all to research it. I could do a video, but I want y'all to have more official information than just me. That's not my expertise. Also keep in mind, everything that I just showed you was stored in an AC unit that I have on my property. I have a huge building that's AC'd for storage. It's one of the fancy things in my life, but I love my AC storage. That's the truth. I don't talk about expensive bags, jewelry. I'm even careful what I show on the very luxurious trips I go on, but by golly, I will brag about my air-conditioned Morgan building. So I think today, oh, I didn't even show, I've been talking about this. This is what I've been using on my brows. And if you have TikTok, I have a 2-part series on how I use it and why I love it. I'll link part 1 here. It's my last sip of coffee. It's kind of cold. It's not that great. So I'm filming a TikTok. You'll get to see the swatches, but look at this. This is what we're going to use. I'm going to use more mild colors today because I've been just feral. So we're going to start with some Drawer Cosmetics Clean Canvas. This is the shade Medium. I've gotten so tan that this looks so much lighter on me now. I get it confused with Fair, and then I'll put Fair on and then it's like almost white. So I'm trying to remember the year it came out. I think it was 2018. I want to say 2018. If you remember the date, put it in the little box. You know, it's really fun to play around with these palettes because I feel like my artistry is in a different place now. Even the primer that I use on my eyes is different. It's really going to be fun to see how this works in 2022. Okay, so we're going to start E28. That's so cool now. We have our own brushes and we're using it with this palette. That's cool. Okay, let's start with this shade. So we're going to go ahead and, there it is. Just kidding. We're gonna grab it on one side of the brush. We're gonna flip that side towards the ceiling. I'm gonna tilt my head back just a little bit and I'm just gonna start to press it into the socket. I feel like this look is gonna wind up being very bridal. So we'll see where this goes. All right, now we transition. I'm going to grab this shade, and I've already transitioned a little. But what I do is I usually start in the center, and this is such a good tip because I feel that starting in the center is where you can place the most product. Then from here, we'll go out this way. It's little things like this that really help us. And then we'll go out this way. And look at that nice, beautiful transition we got going on. Kind of above everything, not on the crease color, but on that second transition and the brow bone. Look how nice that smoothed that out. And then, my brush doesn't run away down here, we're gonna grab this color, and this one's gonna go on our brow bone. And this will just kind of smooth out the top. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. I wanted to zoom you in so you can really watch it smooth. So press it over this way, and this is going, look who's back. Oh God, he's so big, y'all. We can just sit here and listen to his purr for a second. Oh. Thank you. All the time. He just kisses me and hugs me and holds on like a little kitty. But he's not a little kitty. He's a big kitty. He's a baby tiger baby. Look at his scar. He came like that. Please don't think I had anything to do with this. But this is a big old scar. But the cheek. Ooh, the cheek is nice. Yes. Love him. Now let's add just a little bit of definition. This look is definitely going to be bridal. I might as well save it under that. I should have put on a veil. But we're grabbing this darker brown here and we're just going to press that. So most of the time when we think the outer lid, we want to create a little bit more of an elongated shape. So most of the time we would just put it here, right? Well, we're going to kind of cheat because I want to act like I have a lot more lid space this way. So I'm going to place it pretty far out. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush because I grabbed way too much. Just wipe it off on Sheila. And then we'll start to tap it. I'm using the side of the brush to tap and continue to blend. So I also want you to keep in mind that with bridal makeup, you're going to want to go a smidgy darker. So this might look a little dark to you and you might think, oh, I don't think I'd do that. Well, remember, this isn't even a flash that I'm working with here. This is a constant light source. With flash photography, this is going to look extremely natural. It'll almost look like just nothing but a little bit of shape to the eye. So do keep that in mind, especially if you're doing a trial with a makeup artist and they do something this dark. This is as dark as the look is going to be, and we'll even kind of correct it through here later with foundation. But this is something to keep in mind. Don't be afraid to have your eyes be a little bit darker. I'm not talking black eyeshadow. I'm not talking yesterday's look, but a little bit darker than what you might be used to or what you're thinking. I will probably never in my entire existence put pro makeup artist in my bio, but I did do brides for quite some time. And we would even kind of do a test run with the flash and they would say, oh wow, this looks really dark. And then we take a picture with the flash and they'd be like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. So I have a little bit of experience, but not enough for me to ever put pro makeup artist in my bio. Even though I think I know a little bit, but I still don't think it's enough. I'm so excited. Look how pretty. I haven't finished it yet. So we're grabbing this on a C30, this shade right here. And then, let me go shut my door. Benny's on a phone call, but look at this. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried the C30 for your shimmer shadows like this, please do yourself a favor and try it. Benny's office is right across the hallway from mine, and it's honestly a dream come true for me. I know a lot of couples could never work at home together, and I respect that. I get it. But for Benny and I, honestly, it's so I've talked about transitioning the lid as well. It's so important, or we just have a harsh line that kind of stops there. We're gonna grab that first transition shade and we're just gonna tap in between here and into the sparkles and then into the darker brown. And it makes such a difference. Pretty. Okay, so I just wiped off the same C30 brush and I have a little bit of micellar water here. Now we're just gonna clean up this outer edge situation. Now, if you don't want to wear wing liner, I'm going to do wing liner, but I'm going to tell you what to do if you don't want to wear wing liner. This shape of eyeshadow, in fact, let's kind of bring this up a little bit more. Let me show you. Just wiping off my E28. What I'm going to do is, since I've cleaned that up, I can kind of see a little bit more of the guideline. What I want to do is I want to bring this up. I have nothing on the brush. And I'm lightly tapping, I'm not swiping. I just kind of want to continue that shape. And then what I would do is I would just line the lid with a really dark brown like so. Hang on. MAC Coffee Eye Pencil. I don't know if it's discontinued, but find something close to this shade. See that? Wonderful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tight line the top. Perfect. There we go. I'm not going to do the bottom waterline. I'm going to kind of just tap it. Don't worry about it being perfect. There we go. Now before this liner sets, we're going to grab an E26 because I don't really want to smudge it, but what I do want to do is just kind of move it around. I know the E26 is a little bit intimidating, but you can find so many wonderful ways to use it. And again, I'm not extending like a wing. I'm gonna let the shadow be the lift. The shadow is gonna give us that lift in all of those pictures. And we'll just kind of keep moving this around. And the brown is gonna be a lot less harsh than black, but still gonna photograph beautifully. And then if you don't want this sort of lifted, elongated eye, I'll show you how to do something else. But I gotta get my foundation on because we can change the shape once the foundation's on. So I am gonna show you bridal lashes, but if you're not into lashes, this mascara right here looks like falsies. Once you build it up, start out that way. I mean, look at that already. And then we're going to twist the brush, and then it's even going to add more volume and definition. I love everything about this mascara. I talk about it on TikTok if you want to head over there. I'm going to be posting it here too, so don't worry. I mean, look at that. That's just the mascara. Please. If you need a new mascara, this is it. Okay, I wanted to show them to you in the package so you can really see what they look like. This flare, even how lightweight that band is, everything about these, perfect bridal lash. Okay, let's pop these on. I also want to suggest individuals, especially if you're having an artist do your makeup. And the reason why is because with individuals, if you lose one, you're gonna be just fine. And a lot of time there's a lot of crying, so you could kind of avoid this front area. That way you're not having the glue lift. But I still do love strip lashes. They do give a really beautiful effect. If you are gonna do your makeup yourself, stick with a strip lash. By the way, I'm going to link this glue. This is the glue that I recommend. I never have any issues with it. It's my favorite. At this point, I don't do my concealer unless I apply this underneath it. I'm telling y'all. This is very spicy price, but you're paying for these ingredients. And this acts like the best under eye primer I've ever used. So I actually feel like this would be a beautiful bridal foundation. I think it would just be fantastic. I'm not going to use it today because I don't want to wear a full coverage foundation, but I feel like this would be fantastic. I think I'll do a different video on bridal foundations and primers and concealers. I feel like that needs to be a whole separate situation. Today I wanted to wear something lightweight, just kind of blur the skin. This is it. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. What's the official name? Blurring Balm Powder. I wanted to give you all the name. So I'm just going to scoop out some. And this is shade 4. Now remember, this is going to be more blurring than it is pigmented. So we're not going to have to worry as much about the color being absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to spread it around with my finger. Perfect. Now, Danessa is who we have to thank for selling out most of the brushes and definitely selling out the C41. That's what I'm using here. And as you can see, this with the blurring balm powder, match made in heaven. Look at how pretty that looks. And it just evened out everything. We'll add a little bit of concealer and it'll be what we need today. Just a light blur with a little bit of tint. So we're gonna grab a smidgy of this concealer. I just kind of go all in. And I grab it on the side, and I'm actually using an E29. And we'll just tap this in just a little bit. And then, let me show you what I do for the rest of the eyeshadow. Now we have a very tiny amount left on the brush. We're gonna take it in here. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Take it lightly across here. And then I've been noticing this little bit of patchiness here, but you kind of fill in the gaps with whatever's left on the brush. Perfect. I got a clean puff. I'm so excited. These are prototypes, y'all. So we're gonna use our Givenchy powder. Let me make sure this is really nicely tapped in. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and set it. Really work that powder in. Okay, I've been talking more about bronzer transitions and I need to do a video on it, but I love this idea. So I'm gonna go in to the much darker one. Notice that I only tapped in two times. I went boom, boom. I didn't dig my brush in. I'm just picking up a little bit. pretty. We can even pick up a little bit more of the dark shade. Tap twice and focus it through here. Same thing here. Okay. Okay, now let's grab the lighter shade and we'll go right above it. Oh my God, Jean just burped. I don't know if you heard that, but we'll start to transition it. And then I even transition more with copper blush. So we're all about the transitions, not only with our eyeshadow, but with our bronzer. So do y'all want to learn something really quickly? Y'all are going to see it first because I'm going to film it. So my concealer is a smidgy too light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an E28 and bronzer. Only that much. I'm going to start here and then I'm going to tap it on top of that concealer. Y'all, it's the tiniest amount. If I catch y'all running around with bronzer underneath your eyes because you learned this from me and you just got an orange under eye, I'm gonna be so upset with y'all. Please use a tiny, tiny amount. Look at that difference. Just a little bit. That's what happens. You mess up enough and you learn some tricks. Look at this. That looks like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Laura Geller. This is, I believe these are new. This is the Baked Blush and Bronze, Marbleized 2-in-1 in Ginger Bronze. Why is that name gotta be 4 days long? This is really pretty. There's another one too. Ooh, that's pretty. So we're gonna grab this on a C41. And it is a bronzer, but it's gonna go on very pinky copper and then give us a really pretty glow. Beautiful. No, this. All right, let's finish this eye. We're gonna grab first a little bit of this color, but please notice where I'm grabbing it. I'm grabbing it on the tip of the brush. Also, I want you to notice that I'm going to press it and not swipe it. And the reason I'm not swiping is we don't want to fluff all of that eyeshadow into our eye. It's one of the main reasons your eyes are watering. So I am going to leave it a little bit more extended, but what we would do is we would actually just tap that brown that we have on our brush through here. Connect it. What I'm doing is I'm connecting from here to here. And then we would take our fluffier brush that has apparently rehomed itself. No, there it is. And we would just take that and tap it out to just kind of this situation. Just kind of in a C. And that would round out the eye. Now we're going to switch to an E28, pick up a little bit of this color on the tip of the brush, and again, we'll just tap. All right, I've fallen in love with a lipstick that I used to be obsessed with. So ABH sent me a new one. This is the shade Crush, and I'll just kind of throw it on. And before it dries, I'm gonna grab a lip liner. Also notice I'm not gonna rub my lips together because this is a matte liquid lipstick. Then I'll grab this by Mario lip liner. This is the shade, I always forget the name of the shade. It's called Hugh. And then I'll perfect the lip line. Okay, this might excite some of you, but we're testing this out and I'm filming a video, but I want to say so far I'm impressed because my face doesn't feel wet. It feels glowy. This looks really pretty. I'm excited. Oh, and this is kind of cool too. Cool, right? That's cool. But I started a wear test, so we'll see. Don't run out and buy it yet. I just want you to go read about it and check it out. All right, we're done. I'm actually gonna go try some more of these glosses. I'm gonna post it on TikTok first, but I will post it here as well. I love you. I love y'all so much. I feel like I haven't just told y'all how much I love you. Well, I do. I love you a lot. Okay, I'll see you in the comments tonight.